In the dead of night, a man named Meg races through the city, trying to escape the police. He collapses in an alleyway and laughs, convinced he won't make it. Suddenly, his spilled blood begins to float, and a mysterious hooded figure tells him it will keep him alive if Meg pledges his loyalty. With no other choice, Meg agrees. The stranger uses his power to raise him up and seal the pact, causing Meg's body to glow as he screams in pain. When the officers finally burst into the alley, they find nothing but a smear of blood on the wall. Soon, chaos erupts across the streets, with people slaughtered by monsters. The hooded stranger watches calmly as Jake, a witness gasping for his life amid towering flames, cries out. But this was only a vision experienced by a monk named Chan. He immediately gathers his belongings and tells his master that his father, the necromancer Wiccan, has returned to Earth and that Chan must depart at once to stop him. Meanwhile, Jake and his family arrive in Bangkok on what was supposed to be a vacation. Jake keeps taking work calls despite his wife Prank's scolding, and he promises to do better. But when they turn around, their daughter Lou has vanished. They search desperately, and after a frantic run, they find Lou chatting with Chan on a bridge. They chastise Lou for wandering off and thank Chan for looking after her, only for Chan to surprise them by already knowing both his name and Jake's face. Chan tells Jake that their meeting was fated. Jake was born in death under a blood moon, making him the guardian of the gates. He warns Jake that great trials lie ahead and that he will lose everything. Jake thinks Chan is mad and walks off with his family. Later, in a shopping mall, Lou spills ice cream all over her shirt, so Prank takes her to the bathroom to clean up. Just then, Meg bursts in, hands a lollipop to a lone man, then draws a gun and shoots him dead. Panic erupts. Meg fires wildly, slaughtering shoppers and employees alike. A massive crowd rushes for the exits, but Jake fights his way toward his family, ordering them into the bathroom while he tries to protect them. Officer Arat arrives and begins sweeping the mall. Jake moves stealthily, warning people to stay hidden. When Meg is distracted by a blood-stained doll, Jake bursts out with his weapon drawn, demanding Meg drop it. Meg taunts him in a childlike voice, mocking him for being American and referencing Lo and the ice cream. Jake threatens to kill Meg. Meg fires back, forcing Jake to retreat. Hidden nearby, a crying little girl tries to use her phone. They both know it won't work. Meg shoots her. Outside, police and firefighters surround the mall. Jake calls Meg crazy, trying to keep him talking to the doll. When Meg pauses, Jake lunges. Meg falls to his knees as Officer Harat appears behind him, but Meg remains unfazed. He thanks Jake for killing him, declaring the ritual complete and naming Jake the Guardian. Suddenly, Meg's body ignites and explodes, shaking the entire building. Smoke above the mall forms a roaring skull, and flames spread across the city. Prank yanks Lou out of the bathroom, and they race outside to find buses crashing and people attacking each other. Even a firefighter is stabbing a victim. Fleeing back into the mall for safety, they move cautiously. Prank wielding a mannequin arm. She's torn off a display to fend off attackers. They reach the escalator just as more crazed men rush toward them. Prank sends Lou riding down the outside of the ascending steps, then fights off two assailants on her way up. Upstairs, a man seizes Lou. Prank desperately knocks him down and rescues her daughter. They spot a back door, burst through it, and see a bus stop. The driver emerges and is attacked, prompting a fight. Prank tries to get on the bus with Lou, but finds violence, guns, and fires on every corner. They duck into a grocery store. Prank's phone still won't work, so she tiptoes past a body to use the store's phone, also dead. A monstrous man storms in, tossing merchandise aside as he searches for victims. Lou hides. When the monster smashes a body through the window, it spots her. Prank leaps from behind, knocking him down. Meanwhile, Jake and Arat regain consciousness, astonished to be alive, with no corpses around. Jake spots a figure that vanishes when he blinks. Arat finds dried blood and realizes it's very old. They investigate and find a woman holding a knife. She turns, revealing a monstrous face, and stabs Arat to death. Jake opens fire to no effect. She attacks him until he knocks her out. When he tries to escape, she recovers, her limbs elongating as she crawls across the ceiling. Jake skulks and hides, but she finds him again and disarms him before he can shoot. He fights back, pushes her away, and runs. He enters the mall bathroom, only to find his family gone. As he searches, he notices all the food is rotten. The creature attacks once more. Jake swings a chair to block her path, then flees. Outside, Prank and Lou emerge from the store and reach the bus station, where people continue to savage each other. They crawl under a bus to evade an attacker. Lou sees a vehicle full of uninfected people beckoning them. They wait for an opening and dash aboard. The driver says the bus works, but the keys fell outside. Prank runs to grab them, only to be dragged back by two lunatics. Lou cries, but a fellow passenger fights them off and rescues Prank. She hands the keys to the driver and they pull away, only to find the road blocked by abandoned cars. Prank and Lou must flee on foot. They arrive at their hotel to find corpses there too. Upstairs, Prank fends off attackers with a luggage cart and a bottle before she and Lou barricade themselves inside their room. Looking out the window, they see the entire city ablaze. The phone doesn't work. Back at the mall, Jake wanders through corridors of flickering screens. The woman he'd bound to a chair is gone. He follows a trail of blood on the wall into a portal that deposits him at the deserted bus station, just as a giant demon towers over the building, smashing buses to bits. Jake races through the city, the demon tearing down structures behind him. He reaches a dead end in an alley. The collapsing buildings trap him. A door opens and Chan beckons Jake inside. Chan explains they're in an alternate reality called the Hindrance, a realm between heaven and hell for lost souls. Jake is here to answer for his deeds. By helping Meg complete the ritual, Jake opened the gates of hell and unleashed demons on Earth. The one who manipulated Meg was Chan's father, the powerful necromancer Witchen, who also seeks return. Because Jake opened the gate, he alone can close it. His destiny, for he was born under a blood moon and his mother died in the process. Jake, desperate to save his family, listens as Chan urges him to hurry. The demon grows stronger with every soul it devours. Their first task, find Meg. As they begin their search, Chan tells of Witchen's fall, once a greedy monk who stole his master's scriptures, corrupting both soul and body. In desperation, Witchen tried to possess his own son's body, but his wife interrupted the ritual, damning Witchen's spirit to exile. The failed possession left Chan with deep knowledge of soul energy absorption and inter-realm travel. Their story breaks as Jake spots a woman trapped on a rooftop by a demon. Jake rushes to save her, despite Chan's protests. The demon bars Chan's path. Jake grabs a crowbar and leaps across rooftops, where he battles and dispatches several demons in quick succession. He reaches the woman, one of the mall victims, who weeps, confessing she never told her ex she loved him before her death. Chan realizes her soul is trapped by regret. An enormous demon appears, and Jake drags the woman with him, but the demon catches and devours her. Shaken, Jake rejoins Chan. He suddenly realizes the mall explosion was massive enough that he too must be dead. Chan confirms. Jake's spirit lingers because he chose his career over his family. Only by closing the gate can Jake return to Earth. They race through demon-infested streets, Chan fighting them off with a staff and martial arts prowess. They burst into a theater overrun by demons and sprint to a marker on the screen where Chan opens a portal. In a flash, they emerge back on Earth, demons unable to follow without a host body. Jake looks in a mirror and sees he now inhabits a rat's corpse, a painful truth. Chan equips him with a special antique gun that fires soul-charged bullets and a blessed knife. Only these can kill Meg. Meanwhile, Meg has possessed Jake's body and stalks the hotel, seeking Prank and Lou. The family panics. Meg can't speak human tongues, so he pulls out the charred doll from the mall. The hotel phone rings. Meg gleefully answers, taking notes. When Chan and Jake arrive, Meg and the family have vanished. Only the doll remains and a note on the phone. Jake hears Lou screaming by the pool and runs. Prank and Lou freak, thinking this Jake is a rat. Meg uses the confusion to strike Jake from behind and taunt him. Meg will steal his life and family, calling him a bad father and husband. Jake hurls insults, and at the first movement from Meg, Jake dodges and the two men trade brutal blows. Jake attempts to use the special gun, but Meg disarms him. They both plunge into the pool, continuing the fight underwater. Jake draws the knife, but as he goes to stab Meg, Prank bursts in with the soul-charged gun, ordering both to stop. They claim to be the true Jake. Lou mentions a promise gesture she always shares with her father. Using a rat's body, Jake performs it. Prank fires and accidentally shoots Jake, blasting his spirit back into the hindrance, where a demon immediately devours him. Back in the real world, Meg, still in Jake's body, seizes Prank's gun and drags her and Lou toward a blood-stained portal, beckoning them to follow. In the hindrance, Chan rescues Jake's soul, clutching the note Meg left. It reveals Meg's correspondence with Witchen, who sent instructions to find the ritual site, an abandoned house in the woods marked by a great fire, the gates of hell. In the real world, Meg carries Prank and Lou to a gathering of possessed cultists led by Witchen himself. As the giant demon looms near, Jake and Chan stealthily approach the burning site. Chan opens a new portal just as Witchen levitates Lou's body over the fiery threshold, ready to sacrifice her and complete his ascension into godhood. Jake bursts in, and the cultists swarm him, but he fights with fierce skill and the blessed knife, slaying them all. Meg draws the special gun to kill Jake, but Jake disarms him. Prank breaks free of her captor and shoots Witchen's hand, but a cultist tackles her. Prank seizes a fallen dagger and stabs him. Jake hurls his sword at another cultist. Meg pulls a blade, slashing at Jake until Prank tosses the gun to him. Jake finally shoots Meg. Meg's soul is flung back to the hindrance, where the great demon devours him instantly. Witchen, distracted by Chan, allows Jake to plunge the knife into his back. As Witchen dies, he whispers that only by crossing the gates can Jake truly seal them. Chan admits he hoped for another solution, but none exists. Accepting his fate, Jake embraces Prank and Lou in farewell, apologizing for his absence, and walks into the flaming portal. On the other side, his body arrives at the gates of hell and closes them behind him, restoring the physical world to normal. Prank takes Lou to stay with her grandmother. Sometime later, a mysterious woman uses her power at the closed portal.
If you want interesting movie recaps, like, share, and subscribe to follow us for more movie recaps.